Welcome to the Mindset Architect podcast, where it's all about creating the life you want, the business you want, and making a real difference. Join us in unlocking the code to true success. And now your host, Tony Caliendo, Master Coach with reTHINK Coaching.
Welcome to the Mindset Architect podcast, episode number 41. I'm Tony Caliendo, Master Coach here at reTHINK Coaching. And as always, I want to thank you for joining me today. I say this and I truly mean it. Time is truly our most valuable gift, both to give and to receive. And the fact that you're here with me today, giving me some of your time, truly means a lot. So thank you so much for being here. Today, I want to talk about a success equation that I've used in multiple businesses that I use with my clients that I have the privilege of being in business with and coaching one-on-one. And that is this equation called the success equation, where it is a combination of business strategies and thought strategies. And that is the ultimate secret to success. So I'm going to peel back the curtain today and show you a behind the scenes look at how this works and how it can impact you in your business and your life. And I remember I always share with you, like, this probably happened in my world back in 2010 when I was in a situation with a coach where I was just high level of frustration, high level of doubt that I was going to be able to succeed at the job I was doing. I was feeling very detached from it. And I think that's a natural emotion when we aren't achieving the success that we forecasted that we might achieve or that we expected to achieve. And a lot of uncertainty, and my future was looking a little darker than what I wanted it to. It just wasn't looking really bright. And I remember my coach asking me to share with her all of the business strategies that I had in place. And I went through, and boy, was it buttoned down tight. I knew exactly what I was doing to generate the leads that I needed to grow my business and what my follow-up process was and all of my systems in place, and everything was beautiful. And then she asked me a question. Now that we've done that, tell me your thoughts about your success. And I started to share with her, I got to be honest with you, I'm feeling a little burned out. I'm feeling a little detached. I feel like my results have slowed way down, like I'm just not getting traction. It's almost like I'm operating in quicksand. And the level of uncertainty I have about my success is really creating a lot of stress in my life. And I just have a ton of uncertainty. And that's when she really challenged me. And she said, how do you think this is going to work for you if you have all of these negative thoughts, but you've got a great strategy? Do you think that is a winning formula for success? And I was like, well, of course it is, because I know exactly what to do. And I know that these activities typically get results, even though they aren't right now. But she's like, no, that's not how this works. You've got to have thought strategies in place to put you in a different place of your thinking, to create the space of possibility, to create the space of getting reattached to your business, to feel more about your future and turn the light on to make that future look really bright again. And she challenged me, which was really difficult, for the next 48 hours to, every time I had a negative thought, to write it down. And at the end of the day, send it to her. And that was when I learned the power of thought strategies combined with business strategies, because boy, were my thoughts really terrible. They just were. And that clearly was impacting the results I was getting. So that's how things work. You all know that I believe that thoughts have greater impact on success than actions. And it wasn't until this moment that I realized that this perfect equation to win the game was the equation of both, one without the other. So if I focused 100% on business, I was only going to get partway there. If I focused 100% on thoughts, I might feel really good, but have some crummy results because I'm not doing both things. Now, there's times when you have to do more business than thought. There's times you need to do more thought than business. In the situation I was sharing with you, I really needed to invest a lot of time in my thoughts because, boy, were they rough. And that was a moment where I had to do it. So I want you to think about this. 2 car analogies. So stick with me. If you think about a car having 4 tires, right? And when all 4 tires are in good condition, they're inflated correctly, have good tread, I've got a really good chance of getting to the destination that I want to get to safely. But if I'm driving around with 2 bald tires and 2 decent tires, I'm at risk. I'm at risk of a blowout. I'm at risk of, sliding off the road. I'm at risk of an accident because I can't slow down or stop quick enough. I'm putting myself at risk. And that's really what is happening. If you're feeling off in your business, it's because you've only paid attention to one part of it. So you've only taken care of two of your four tires. It's when you pay attention to all four, right? Or both things. So for saying, hey, front tires are my thought, back tires are my business. If my business are bold and my thoughts are in good shape, it's going to give me a different result and maybe not exactly what I want, and vice versa. So really it is important that in order for you to achieve your success, that you pay equal attention to both. Now, with that being said, I want to challenge you in thinking, because I think some of you might be thinking right now, well, I got to balance, right? It's got to be balanced. I got to spend 50% of my time on thoughts and 50% of my time on business. And I will tell you, the concept of balance, life and work balance, we hear it all the time, right? Is your life balanced? Is your business balanced? We hear that all the time. And balance doesn't exist in the business world and in your thought world because things are not static. I mean, if you think about a scale, so if you think about the old fashioned scale that has two sides, right? And they're tilted and you keep adding weights or taking weights off to get the two plates to be even. That is awesome as long as nothing changes. If a gust of wind doesn't come up and blow one of the weights off, it's great. If the item that I'm weighing doesn't evaporate or shrink or blow up or whatever, it's great because it will be balanced if everything is static. But your business strategies and your thought strategies are not static. They're not. And so you've got to really work on both sides of it. I know as an entrepreneur and someone who coaches entrepreneurs that when a client is feeling burnt out, slowed down, defeated, uncertain, feeling about their future is not looking so great, we usually don't have an activity issue. We have a thought strategy issue. Or if I have a client who it's all sunshine and rainbows, but we're not getting the results, we do have a business strategy issue. We don't have the right systems in place. We don't have the right strategies in place. So you can't wish your way or think your way to ultimate success. It's the combination of the two. So it's going back to high school math or algebra or geometry, whatever you want to call it. We've got an equation and we know when we do this part of the equation and this part of the equation, we get this phenomenal result. So you have to pay attention to both. What we tend to do as entrepreneurs is dive heavy into business strategies when things aren't going the way we want them to, meaning I'm not getting the results that I intended to get because of my business plan or the way I thought it was going to happen. And so we tend to want to dive in and fix it and focus, give all of our attention to the business side of things. And it is really not a way to win at this. It's repairing two tires and leaving two tires bald. Doing more, focusing on that. We're not a machine, okay? And I think that's sometimes where we as entrepreneurs tend to go. We're not a machine. We can't go in the back room and make sure that we're connected to the internet and maybe we just need to restart the machine. That's not us. We are a human living thing. And if we treat ourselves like a machine and focus on just one part of the equation, we are going to burn out. We are going to limit our success. We're just not that machine. And so I really do want you to consider this. So another car analogy for you. When we pull up to the gas pump to fill up our car, there's 25 million choices. I mean, I remember the day there were two choices, but we've got all these choices: mid-grade, low-grade, high-grade, supreme, you name it. Some with ethanol, all of these different choices. And I want you to think about your car as you and your business. All right. So it's both it's how the vehicle you're going to use to get to success. If I put low-grade fuel in my car, am I going to perform at optimal performance ability? No, I'm not. It may clunk a little bit. It may not have the pickup I want it to have. It may lurch a little. It may have all kinds of stuff going on. But if I put in supreme, premium, whatever it is that you put in the highest grade possible, which you might have to take out a small loan to do, but if you put in the highest grade possible, your car's going to perform and respond to that level of fuel. So think about the car really as your business strategy and the fuel as your thought strategy. The car will get you there, but how you arrive and how quickly, or if you get to your final destination or not, is 100% dependent upon the fuel that you're putting in, which think about the fuel as your thoughts. If I'm putting in less than thoughts, mid-grade, low-grade thoughts, I'm impacting how my car is able to perform. So spend some time with this. If you are experiencing, and it is happening a lot right now because we've got a lot of stuff happening with economy and cost of goods and just different things that are happening, which are all external things, but we've got a lot of moving parts going on. And if we just have kind of put blinders on and just said, I'm just going to do more, I'm just going to do more, I'm just going to work really hard, you're really holding yourself back. Putting in low-grade fuel into your vehicle to get to success. You just are. So spend some time working on both. If you want to know how to maximize your thoughts, because remember, thoughts impact feelings, which impact actions or not action, which ultimately create the results that you're going to receive. If you want to learn how to really navigate those thoughts, go back and listen to episode number 1 on the thought flow model. It really will help you figure this piece out. Once you do, once you're putting in that high grade fuel, that supreme, whatever you want to call it, fuel into your car, thoughts into your body, thoughts into the car, you're going to have a higher level of performance and overall success. So that's really the success equation that I use in my coaching practice, and I help people achieve the level of success that they desire to achieve. I mean, that's what we do. We help entrepreneurs create the income that they want and be the architect of their life. It's a combination of themselves and their lives, their business and their thoughts. It is all mixed together. So I really do encourage you to spend some time. If you're in a position where you don't feel solid, like you don't feel like you're on solid ground, stop just focusing on one part of the equation. Stop treating it like, oh, it needs to be balanced. I need to go spend a little bit more time on thoughts and less time on business. It's the equation part of it, not the balance part of it, that's going to make a difference. The other thing that you'll maybe notice if you're feeling a little off, and we've got some opportunity to work on the premium fuel that you're putting in your car, is if you're having to do things to jumpstart your happiness. All right. So you might be like, oh my gosh, I'm kind of down. I'm going to go buy a new whatever that will make me happy. I'm going to go out to a nice dinner. I'm going to buy a nice bottle of wine. I'm going to go get a massage. I'm going to go get my hair and nails done. Whatever it is, you're looking to buy your happiness. Okay. And if you're in that position where you're feeling a little blue about this and you're trying to ramp things up by buying your way in, that is very temporary and very short-lived. So think about happiness, and trying to buy your thoughts to be happy is very short-lived. You go buy a new car, you might be excited until the first car note, or you buy a new car and you're excited to see your bank statement that you paid cash for the car. It's very short-lived. Focus on the joyful things, the things that will generate joy from the inside out. Joy is dependent on you and nothing else. Happiness is based on happenstance, on external things. And we all know how external things can impact our world. So work on creating the space of phenomenal business strategies, and then work on those thought strategies. And just like my coach had me do, and I've shared this with you all, the power of your thoughts drive all results. And the power of your thoughts is really going to dictate your ultimate result in business. So you may have to just spend some time in the morning and throughout the day acknowledging when you have a less than thought, so a negative, crappy thought. And you get to choose whether you keep that thought or you change it. It's really that simple. And much like what I talked about in the last episode, really, your thoughts nothing has meaning until we assign meaning to it. So your thought really doesn't have good or bad assigned to it until you make it a conscious thought. And at that point, you have a decision to make. So if you're struggling with success, just remember there's two parts to the equation. Sometimes I'll say it's the business you and the self you, right? The business you plus the self you equals success. I also know that thought strategies, self, are the ultimate formula to get you to the goal that you desire to have. And when both of those things are functioning at a really high level, we've all had those moments where you're just in the flow. everything's going great, everything's working, you're feeling really good. You just feel really energized, like you could go on forever. You're not tired at the end of the day. When you're in that state of flow, that simply means that you're paying attention to both parts of the equation. When you're end of day tired, burnt out, exhausted, you've forgotten one part of the equation. Usually in that case, you forgot to take care of your thoughts. So I say this with a lot of love and compassion. Pay attention to the octane you're putting in your car. That's the quality of your thoughts. Pay attention to maintaining your car. That's your business strategies. Did oil change, tire balance, all that fun stuff. Working on both of those things is magic. I cannot stress it enough. So if you're struggling and you need some help, please feel free to reach out to me. Some of the easiest things that we can do are to just get real, get right with our thoughts, reframe, create the thought pattern that you want to have, and watch it go. Watch it take off. This is the beauty of it. I will tell you, circling back to the time that my coach called me out on this, I didn't change one thing about my business strategy, not one. But I did work on changing my thought strategies, releasing the stuff that I couldn't control, things going on in the housing market, things with interest rates, things with consumer confidence, all the stuff I couldn't control, I let go of. And I really worked on my thought strategies. It was in that moment, it was almost instantaneous. It was like the lever got flipped open and the results started flooding in. It was a little freaky. I will tell you, to experience this is really magic. It's like one of the best magic tricks in the world. And so I've let you peek behind the curtain of how we get to success. And for me, once I experienced that, I knew as a coach, I owed it to people to share it with them so that they too could experience it. What was funny is I was doing the same thing, same strategies, didn't change a dang thing, changed my thought patterns and my thought strategies. And suddenly at the end of the day, I was energized. I was almost euphoric and the results were coming in and I didn't have to change and do more. So if you want to experience a taste of the magic and peel your own curtain back and look behind and get to work and to create the life and the goals that you want, this is what you have to do. So if you need some work on thoughts, go back to podcast episode number 1 and really pay attention to the thought flow model that will change your life. And then also look at your business strategies, because you might need to change your business strategies a little bit, and your thought strategies may not be one over the other, but go ahead and take a look at it. And also what you might have to do is reflect back on a time that all your business strategies were working, just to refresh that it's possible, to refresh that when those things are working at a high level, you will get the results you're looking for, as long as your beliefs and your thoughts are in alignment with it. So you might have to just do a little reflection. A couple times that in this journey we've taken together, I've talked about looking backward. Usually it's never about looking backward, but in this case, you might just have to look back and say, I know these strategies work. I know they do. When I did this back in 2000 and whatever, they were working great. When I did this 6 months ago, they were working great. I've just allowed the noise of the external stuff to impact my thoughts and beliefs, and that's impacting my business strategies and preventing them from actually working. So spend some time. If you need help, please reach out to me. Tony@rethinkcoaching.com is my email address. I will answer you. If you send me an email and you don't hear back from me, that means it went to spam. So find me on Instagram. Tony M. Caliendo is my Instagram handle. Tony Caliendo is my Facebook. You can find me, Google me, you'll find my cell phone. I don't care if you call me, text me, whatever. If you're struggling with this, please do not sit in this pile of muck on your own. Let us help you out. Myself or one of my coaches will help you, but if you reach out to me, I'll help you. And we can always grab a complimentary strategy call. I will send you a link to my calendar. You can schedule a time that works for you, and we can have a conversation that's geared specifically to you. I really do want everybody to achieve a level of success. So if you're struggling, let me know. If you're ready to really make a permanent difference, come and join us. We've got a great, powerful 6-week program where we give you some great assessments to look at where you are on the personal side of things, where you are on the business side of things, help you create the space of staying in the zone of winning and to create that greatness between business and thought strategy. So you can always find the links to our programs on our website, rethinkcoaching.com, and our group programs. Or if you're on my Instagram page, just go to my links and it's in there. I would love to have you join. Reach out if you need anything, and I cannot wait to see you all next week. Thanks for being here. Go make it a great week and pay attention to the equation. This plus this equals results. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you soon. If you enjoyed listening to this podcast, you must come check out the Mindset Architect Group Coaching Program. It's our monthly program where we explore the power of your mindset, help you identify what you truly want in business and life, and then help you reach those goals. Come check us out at rethinkcoaching.com/group-program. That's rethinkcoaching.com/group-program. We'll see you there.